Imagine waking up one morning, looking at your bank account, and realizing you have no clue where your money went. Your paycheck came in. You were excited, but now it's almost gone. The truth is, this happens to millions of people every single month. And here's the big question. How do you actually manage your money in a way that works in real life without complicated spreadsheets or fancy financial jargon? That's exactly what we're going to figure out today. And stick with me until the very end, because I'm going to share one money tip that flips everything upside down and completely changes how you think about spending. Number one, track your spending like a detective. Most people think they know where their money goes, but when they write it down, they're shocked. That $5 coffee every morning? That's $150 a month. Ordering food 3 times a week? That's another few hundred. Here's a simple way to start. For the next 30 days, write down everything you spend. Don't judge yourself, just track. At the end of the month, you'll see patterns you didn't expect. For example, one of my clients thought groceries were eating their paycheck. But when we tracked it, the real problem was takeout meals, spending over $400 a month. The truth is, you cannot manage what you don't measure. Number two, use the 50-30-20 rule. Here's a system that works for beginners. 50% of your income goes to needs like rent, food, and bills. 30% goes to wants like movies, restaurants, or travel. And 20% goes to savings or paying off debt. For example, if you earn $3,000 a month, that means $1,500 for needs, $900 for wants, and $600 for savings or debt. Is this perfect for everyone? No, but it's a great starting point, and you can adjust the percentages to fit your life. Think of it like training wheels for your money. Number three, pay yourself first. Most people save what's left over at the end of the month, and usually, there's nothing left. The trick is to flip it. The moment your paycheck hits, set aside money for savings first. It could be $50. It could be $500. The amount doesn't matter. The habit does. Here's an example. Sarah, a teacher earning $2,800 a month, started by saving just $100. She set it to auto-transfer to a savings account. 6 months later, she had $600 saved. That's more money than she had ever saved before. Paying yourself first turns saving into a habit, not an afterthought. Number four, separate your accounts. This one is a game changer. Have one account for bills, one account for spending, and one for savings. When your paycheck comes in, split it into these accounts. That way, you never accidentally spend your rent money on clothes. It's like giving each dollar a job. For example, John set up 3 accounts. Checking account A for rent, utilities, and subscriptions. Checking account B for daily spending like gas and groceries. Savings account for his emergency fund. Now, when John swipes his debit card, he knows exactly what money is for. This keeps spending under control without needing willpower every single day. Number 5, build an emergency fund. Life loves surprises. Your car breaks down. Your pet needs surgery. Your job suddenly cuts hours. Without savings, these turn into credit card debt. Start small. Aim for $500 to $1,000 first. Then build up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. For example, if your monthly bills are $2,000, your goal is $6,000 to $12,000 in savings. Sound impossible? Start with just $10 a week. That's $520 in a year. Slow and steady wins. And the peace of mind is priceless. Number 6, automate everything you can. We live in a world where apps and banks can do the hard work for you. Set up automatic transfers to savings. Schedule automatic bill payments. Even automate investments if you're ready for that step. Why? Because humans are forgetful. When money management depends on memory, things slip. But when it's automatic, it just happens in the background. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't think about it. You just do it. Automation turns good money habits into part of your lifestyle. Number 7, cut out the silent money drainers. Want to know where money sneaks away? It's not usually the big purchases. It's the small, repeated ones. Streaming services you forgot to cancel. Gym memberships you don't use. Bank fees. Here's an example. One family found they were paying for 4 streaming subscriptions they barely touched. That was over $50 a month. Canceling them saved $600 a year. Do a money audit once every few months. Ask yourself, do I really use this? Do I really need this? Every dollar you cut is a dollar you can redirect toward your goals. Number 8. Use cash for problem areas. Do you overspend on eating out or maybe shopping? Here's a trick. Use cash. Withdraw the amount you've budgeted for that category. When the cash is gone, you stop spending. It sounds old school, but it works. For example, Mark loved dining out. He used to spend over $300 a month. When he switched to using $100 in cash for eating out, he suddenly became more mindful of his choices. Cash makes spending real. Swiping a card feels invisible, but handing over bills feels different. Number 9. Set short-term and long-term goals. Money management is boring without a purpose. That's why people quit. So set goals. Short-term, save $500 in the next 3 months. Medium-term, pay off a credit card in a year. Long-term, buy a house or retire early. Here's an example. Emma wanted to take her kids to Disney. She saved $50 a week for a year. At the end, she had $2,600. The trip was fully paid for, no debt. Goals give your money meaning. Number 10. Tackle debt the smart way. Debt is like a backpack full of rocks. The more you carry, the slower you move. So how do you get rid of it? 2 methods. Snowball method. Pay off the smallest debt first for a quick win. Avalanche method. Pay off the highest interest debt first to save the most money. Example. If you have a $500 credit card at 20% interest and a $2,000 student loan at 5%, the avalanche says tackle the credit card first. But if you need motivation, the snowball gives you a faster win. The best method? The one you'll stick to. Number 11. Give yourself fun money. This might sound strange in a video about managing money. But here's the thing. If you cut out all fun, you'll burn out. Budget a small amount just for fun. Movies, hobbies, treats, guilt-free. For example, one couple gave themselves $50 each month to spend however they wanted. No questions asked. This little bit of freedom kept them from overspending and frustration. Money management isn't about punishment. It's about balance. Number 12. Learn to say no. Sometimes the hardest part of money management isn't numbers, it's people. Friends invite you out to an expensive dinner. Coworkers want you to pitch in for another gift. Family pressures you to spend money you don't have. It's okay to say no. You can suggest cheaper alternatives, or just be honest. Remember, true friends care about you, not your wallet. Every time you say no to unnecessary spending, you're saying yes to your future. Number 13. Keep learning about money. Money isn't a one-time lesson. It's a lifelong skill. Read books, watch videos, listen to podcasts, learn about investing, taxes, and building wealth. Even if you start small, every bit of knowledge makes you stronger. Think of it this way. Money touches every part of your life. So the more you learn, the more control you have. Number 14. Review your budget regularly. A budget is not something you set once and forget. Life changes, jobs change, expenses change. Check your budget at least once a month. This helps you adjust for new bills or income changes. For example, if your rent goes up by $100, you can cut spending in another category to balance it out. Regular reviews keep your budget realistic and useful. Number 15. Sleep on big purchases. Impulse spending is one of the biggest money killers. The solution? Wait 24 hours before making any big purchase. This gives your brain time to decide if you really need it. For example, you see a $600 TV on sale. Instead of swiping your card right away, give it a day. Often, the urge fades, and you realize you didn't need it after all. This one habit can save you thousands over time. Number 16. Practice the rule of 3 quotes. Whenever you're paying for a big service, like car repairs, insurance, or home projects, get at least 3 quotes. Prices can vary a lot, and many people overpay simply because they didn't shop around. For example, a friend of mine was quoted $1,200 for a car repair. By getting 2 more quotes, she found another shop that did it for $700. That's a $500 savings just by asking. Number 17. Use windfalls wisely. Tax refund? Bonus at work? Birthday money. Most people blow it. But this is the perfect chance to get ahead. Use 80% for savings or debt and 20% for fun. For example, if you get a $1,000 bonus, put 800 toward debt or savings and enjoy 200 guilt-free. This way, you treat yourself but also build your future. Number 18. Learn to cook at home. Eating out is one of the biggest budget busters. Cooking at home saves money and is usually healthier. For example, a pasta meal. 4 at a restaurant might cost $40, but cooking it at home costs less than $10. Do that twice a week, and you're saving more than $2,000 a year. Cooking doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to. Keep you from overspending on takeout. Number 19. Buy quality, not just cheap. Cheap items break and force you to buy again. Quality items may cost more upfront, but they last longer. For example, buying a $30 pair of shoes every 6 months adds up to $60 a year. But buying one $100 pair that lasts 3 years is actually cheaper in the long run. Think long-term value, not short-term price. Number 20. Cancel auto-renew by default. Many companies count on you forgetting about subscriptions. So anytime you sign up for something, turn off auto-renew right away. This forces you to consciously decide if you want to keep paying. For example, you sign up for a $10 app trial. If you forget to cancel, that's $120 a year wasted. A simple switch can save you hundreds. Number 21. Use the envelope system for problem categories. If you struggle with overspending on groceries, eating out, or shopping, envelopes work wonders. Put your budgeted cash into an envelope. When the envelope is empty, you're done. For example, if you budget $300 for groceries, put that in cash in an envelope. When it's gone, no more grocery trips until next month. This makes budgeting physical and easier to stick to. Number 22. Negotiate your bills. Most people don't realize you can negotiate things like internet, phone, and insurance. A 5-minute phone call can save you money every month. For example, calling your internet provider and asking for promotions could drop your bill from $80 to $60. That's $240 saved in a year just by asking. Number 23. Avoid lifestyle inflation. When people get raises, they usually increase their spending. New clothes, new gadgets, a bigger apartment. This is lifestyle inflation. Instead, keep your lifestyle the same and put the extra money towards savings or debt. For example, if you get a $200 raise, continue living on your old budget and save the $200. In 1 year, that's $2,400 toward your goals. Number 24. Protect yourself with insurance. Insurance might not feel exciting, but it protects you from financial disasters. Car accidents, health emergencies, and even natural disasters can wipe out savings fast. Having the right insurance keeps you from falling into massive debt. For example, one medical emergency without insurance can cost tens of thousands of dollars. But with insurance, you're protected. Think of it as a shield for your financial plan. Number 25. Practice gratitude with what you have. A lot of spending comes from wanting more clothes, more gadgets, more status. But gratitude helps you feel content with what you already own. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, look around at what you do have. For example, instead of buying new furniture, you might realize your current setup works just fine. This mindset shift reduces impulse spending and builds happiness without emptying your wallet. Now, remember how I promised to share a tip that flips everything upside down? Here it is. Stop asking, "How can I save money?" And start asking, "How can I make money?" Because there's only so much you can cut. But your earning potential, that's unlimited. When you focus only on cutting expenses, you stay small. When you focus on increasing income, you open the door to freedom. That's the mindset shift that changes everything. Managing money doesn't have to be complicated. It's about awareness, systems, and habits. Track your spending. Pay yourself first. Separate accounts. Automate what you can. Cut silent drains. Build an emergency fund. Give yourself goals and allow some fun. And never stop learning. Because here's the truth. Money isn't just about numbers. It's about choices, freedom, and peace of mind. So tell me, what's the one money habit you want to start today?